Good day in the Viking tongue, and hello from Bragi Magnarsson.
I do. That's in the modern tongue from me, Egil Thorsson.
And today we're here for the Viking Flog episode, what I believe is 32.
Who'd have thought it?
Who'd have thought it? It could be 33, but I think it is the 32nd flog. We've not got quite there to the 33rd flog. Bound to be extra special.
Oh, yeah. So, what we're going to be talking about?
Well, I've got a piece of paper. We have no plan for this flog.
Oh, right.
So, the first thing I'm going to write down is introduction. What have you been up to?
Well, I think we've had a very busy time one way and another. I know you have had busy times.
Oh, yeah, busy working on a few projects and gaming a bit.
Well, I mean, I've been sort of balancing the books. It's the terrible universal credit. Those of you who are on it know exactly what I'm talking about. I've actually lost a kilo, you know, through that.
What, a weight?
In weight, yeah.
Well, a bit bad for you.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you can't buy stuff like you used to. But
you could end up being Slim Jim if you're not careful.
Well, I'm 34 waist now, baby. Woof, woof. But that's not the problem. As I say, I've been chatting with the family. We've got one of my brothers not particularly well, and my brother-in-law is actually terminal. So, you know, that brings
That's
us
sad news, isn't it?
It is, because he's as a smashing bloke, ex-miner. The stories he could tell you are amazing.
Oh, yes.
But, you know, it's my sister and my nephews that I have to think about. But it's not all doom and gloom. I've been around the town and looking at antiques and things. For those of you who don't know, my other main hobby is sort of medal and militaria collecting. And it's just fun going around. A pal of mine. All right, Pete, if you're watching.
I don't think he does, but you never know, do you?
Well, you never know. He has a tremendous collection of medals and militaria, and a lot of those I covet. But having said that, yeah, I'm glad someone's got it. I keep pestering Bragi to bring down his guitar because I haven't played in a long while. And I want to see.
Yes, I've got to go in the attic and get you an amp out.
I want to see how bad I really am.
We could have Egil doing some rocking guitar intros.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bit of Clapton, you know, Hendrix.
I watched that documentary the other day on Beware of Ginger Baker.
Yeah, I mean, his drumming was fantastic.
It was fantastic drumming, to be fair.
Let's be polite. He was a confused character.
Yes.
He had violent outbursts. I've actually saw him twice.
What, in real life?
Yeah. He played at Queen Street Baths and at De Montfort
What, the swimming pool?
Yeah, they put planks over it.
Oh, right.
And at De Montfort Hall, Leicester. And I remember how thin he was.
That's mad. There must be very long planks.
Well, I think they're concrete strips, but no, they used to hold rock concerts there all the time.
Not in my time.
No, it's just before you were born. But I mean, there was Rory Gallagher, I saw him, 73, Ginger Baker, Gervitz Army, and they're having people on there all the time. It was quite a big venue, but De Montfort Hall, of course, was massive and still is.
Because if you don't live around here, they've got no idea what you're talking about.
This is true. Derby had... Well, the swimming baths are still there, but they now hold... They used to hold rock venues down in the marketplace at the assembly room.
Oh, yes.
Well, they're doing
concrete.
That. Yeah.
1970s.
It was burned, damaged by fire. Well, apparently they're redoing it.
Of course, that was one of the last times you saw Keir Thorkelson in real life.
Yeah, I was at a Motorhead concert and I saw him being lifted and a big smile on his face, being surfed along the crowd.
Oh, wicked.
He also ran a mile when he saw it was me, and I don't know why, but there you go.
Did you not do any crowd surfing?
I was up on the balcony, mate.
Oh, it's a bit dangerous there.
It was a birthday present.
Knowing your luck, you'll be dropped off.
Oh, it was a birthday present for my mate Rob, so hi Rob.
Hello Rob. He does comment now and again.
Yeah.
A rare occasion.
He's a busy lad at the moment because his parents have come over from Portugal. They're here till 3rd of November. So...
Do you know any Portuguese?
No, they're Scottish.
Oh, right. Well, fair enough.
Yeah, they're Scottish. They went there because of the sun. And
well, I thought, you know.
Yeah, I know what you think. But, No, I met Rob's dad.
What does he look like?
He's massive. He's a big, muscly bloke.
Right.
Rob is, shall we say, slightly built.
Yeah.
Although he's a second dan.
He's shorter than me, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's a second dan in Kung Fu.
Oh, right.
And he's just started teaching, so...
Not a second standing Kung Fu. That's just a little joke there for Thomas.
Oh, right. Well,
Stan's fault.
However, yeah, I mean, it's been a mixed bag. I'd like to call it a Chinese meal, sweet and sour.
Yeah. Have you been anywhere nice?
Well, I've been to Aldi.
Aldi?
Supermarket.
Oh, right. What did you buy? What is Egil's typical shopping basket like?
Very meagre.
Yes, apart from that.
It includes minced sausages.
Yes.
What else? Oh, yeah. Satsumas.
Yeah.
I have been getting apples from my sister.
American sausages are not like English sausages.
I don't know, mate.
No.
I just got ordinary bog standard British.
I like a bit of sage in my sausage.
I just like a sausage now and then. Ooh, matron. But I like my fruit and my veg.
I'll tell you what I bought recently was a mini deep fat fryer.
Yeah, I've run out of fat to put in because margarine at the moment. But we shall see what the gods bring for us.
And goddesses, let's not forget them.
Yeah, well.
And the Jesus, he might bring you something nice for Christmas.
Yeah, right. If you want to believe that, my friend, you believe that. And but yeah, that's where universal credit kicks in because.
And just explain that to folks that don't live in England what it is again.
Hell.
Yeah, apart from being hell, we know that universal credit on being stuck in that is terrible.
They pay you the barest minimum they can.
Yes.
And you'll make to feel great for it. And it's paid out monthly, so all your bills come at once, all your expenses, all your outgoings come at once. Thank you, Conservative government. I do know who it is who bought it in, but I'm not going to say it, because if I do, he'll probably sue me.
Yeah.
But he's a bald-headed man who ought to know better. And I say they ought to live on it a couple of months so they know.
Charles Bronson. He's bald-headed.
No, it's not Charles Bronson.
Right.
I've got ultimate respect for Charles Bronson.
No, he's a dude. I don't know why he's been locked in prison so long. And I'm not talking about the actor, are we?
No, we're talking about a man who's had a hard time.
Yes.
And
he only stole like £15 or something ridiculous.
Well, it's just one of those things the government have an aberration on him. And he's done amazingly well. But
have you ever seen the movie Bronson?
Oh, yeah.
I think at some point in the future we're planning to do a few videos soon on our top 5 videos or films.
Well, what got me was the actor who played him in that film.
Thomas Hardy. Tom Hardy.
He played both Craig twins. And
he
that's a
did.
Fantastic film, that is.
Yeah, legend.
Yeah.
I thought, Tom Hardy is a really, really good actor. I think he's one of my favourite actors. Apart from Stephen Graham, he's also very good. But Tom Hardy is a really good character actor because you'll see him in things and you just don't recognise him as being that character, that person.
I'll tell you another great actor, and that's Steve Coogan.
Steve Coogan, yes.
He did a film about...
Aha!
Yeah, but he did a serious film about Paul Raymond, the Pawn King. And he looked just like him.
I don't think I've seen that one.
And he's also in Laurel and Hardy.
Yes, I've seen. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it.
No, I've seen
trailers.
that.
But if Steve Coogan's in it, it's going to be good. I've got all the Alan Partridge.
Right, we've spent about 10 minutes on you.
Oh, right, okay. Well, better move on then.
Yes, we've got other things to talk about.
I won't mention Saxondale.
Saxondale, oh yes, that's not a bad series.
I've got that as well.
Yes.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Yes, well, waiting for you to ask me the question.
Okay, what question? What have you been doing?
Yes, that's it. Well done, you remembered.
I'll get there in the end.
Blimey. I don't know why I clapped then. That's like that was a mad moment, that was. Well,
get to know me. I'm fantastic.
Well, I've just been busy. I've been busy having a bit of time off doing the content. It's always nice to have a bit of time off. But I've been editing videos in between, as always. I know very recently we just had 50,000 views on the channel.
Well, that's great.
I'd just like to say thank you to all you guys and girls for all the views. Although that's not a lot, really. Because,
and here's to the next 50,000.
Do we ever think we'll get 50,000 views on one video one day, in a day or a week? Possibly.
Could be.
You never know.
Be.
So, busy doing that. Working on some other content ideas. We're working on recording some scary folk tales for Halloween. You'll be seeing them over the next month.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, this is one thing, and I'm going to blow our own trumpet here. It is quite varied what we do.
Well, it is varied what we do, but is that a downside or an upside?
No, I think it's variety is the spice of life.
Well, of course, but can you have too much variety on a channel?
Yeah, you can, but at the same time, if we limit it, and it's feedback from you guys out there.
Because I often think to myself, should be separated the history content from the folktale content, and actually had two channels running.
I think it's intertwined. I think we're doing it. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I know, but
well, maybe if people send comments in, we can judge from that.
Well,
because basically that's what it is. It's for the public. I mean, we enjoy doing it.
Oh yes,
but we want to make sure that we're delivering a good product that you want.
Yeah, we're not been filming recently enough. That's been one of the problems we've been having. So when we don't film, we tend to slow down when we publish our content. We'll go to the minimum each week.
What with weather and private problems, things are not.
Well, there's no private problems going on. I'm just been busy trying to sort a few things out and film-wise.
I've got one or two private problems.
And Egil's been busy. But it's mostly been weather. And
the weather is a big thing.
I've had that bad cold been going about.
So, still, okay, let's move on.
Yes.
What else are we going to be talking about?
So,
well, this is a mystery we're going to solve.
Yes, mining. I thought you could talk about mining. You mentioned it earlier.
Well, my brother-in-law's a miner.
Yeah, well, there you go.
It was.
I mean, mining's an old thing. They did it in the Dark Ages. Romans.
It goes further back than that because
Iron Age mining.
Further back than that.
Bronze Age mining.
Further back than that.
Preolithic mining.
Neolithic.
Yeah.
Grimes graves. There are. It looks like a battlefield from the First World War.
Oh yes.
And what they are actually old mine shafts. They've dug down.
Is that the chalk pits?
Yeah, and it's for flint.
Yes.
And the best flint out is the black stuff.
Yes. The darker the better.
If I know we're going to be talking about this, I could have brought it along because I have a piece of said flint. Anyway, they also found tools down there, and the theory is that possibly children were used because the mine shaft even allowed for the fact that people were smaller. And here's an example. Old Rudolph won't miss this one. If you imagine that what they find is this is your cutting part.
Yes.
That's cut off, and you have your handle, and you can use it.
Oh yes.
Thusly.
They're very tough.
Yeah.
Also very sharp.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's amazing what usage they put things to. But you see, the beauty of antler is when it's new, it's soft. You make your combs and things. But once it's been hanging around like this one has, it's very, very hard.
Tough.
And it's like a piece of seaside rock. It's hard outer casing, but it's like honeycombed in the middle. Well, you've got to get rid of that honeycomb bit. Anyway, mining. So, we have the Grimes graves, things like that. Then, round here, in actual fact, a place called Bonsall, one reason the Romans invaded was they heard there was rumours of gold and silver. Well, we know they mined silver at Bonsall.
Yes.
And it was widely destructive. He said, yes, we've got the tunnels, but they also used to wash away.
Yes, they did use a method of having a sprout of water going on, which is used today in modern mining.
Yeah. Well, that's where they get it from. It's from the Romans. So
very clever.
Yeah, and when you find the sort of spar, you've got lead mining, Lutadernum, which we think is somewhere around Bonsall way. If you go to Derby Museum, they have a pig of lead called with Lutadernum on it. And it's called the pig because if you imagine they dig a channel,
yes,
and there's sub channels coming off, and it looks like piglets feeding on a piglet on a pig.
Well, we'll show you that in our tour of the museum. I think.
Well, they have a copy of it on display, or they did do when last time I looked. But lead, very important.
Well, of course so.
And we used, when I worked at what's then Industrial Museum, there was a massive amount of mining equipment. One of the weird things is the compasses. Where you look at a compass up here, it's got west, east, yeah?
Yes.
If you look at a compass underground, it's east, west.
Oh.
I asked why this was.
Didn't know that.
And I was told it's something to do with the polarity. I can say no more than that. But I know there was a famous Derby company called Davis that made special equipment for it. But what I thought was great was they had a representation of a mine shaft, its exact size, and that was fit for children. Because children weren't down the mine.
I believe there is a mining museum in Matlock.
I have been to said museum.
I think we've both been together.
Yeah, it's worth a visit.
At the same time.
Yeah. If you go in the summertime, it's like being at the seaside without the sea.
I love Matlock Bath.
I do.
One day we will do a tour of Matlock Bath. How about it?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I mean, if you go to Matlock a bit further on, there's great antique shops. But Matlock Bath, if you're a biker, that's the place to go.
Oh yes. If you're a Hell's Angel.
I wouldn't. If you're a Hell's Angel, keep out of Matlock, mate. It's big trouble. It's a gang thing. But I mean,
gangs aren't new, are they?
No. But having said that, if you've got a motorbike, doesn't mean say you're a member of a gang. They just get together. They have a good time. They end up going over the Snake Pass in the summer. Can't in winter because it tends to be blocked with snow.
That's just further up Derbyshire.
Yeah.
It's an old road.
But if you go over there, the traditional meeting place is the Cat and Fiddle.
Yes, well, most people who watch the channel will never heard of these places.
But you may want to go and pursue it. It's beautiful countryside.
Or to keep the bucket.
Also, there's a lot of aircraft crash sites.
Oh, yes, of course. I once saw a ghost aircraft flying over Kedleston.
Oh, right.
It was a bomber.
The B-17 is crashed up there. I know that.
Well, yes, it was flying that low. I was literally I was driving to my workshop, and you hear it first, and I was going round that nasty S-shaped bend as you get in towards the bottom of the hill near the Kedleston estate.
Yeah.
Kedleston is a massive national trust place. And this bomber was flying so low, I kind of had to swerve my car off the road and stop it. And you could see it flying over, but when I got out of the car and looked the opposite direction, it was not there. And to this day, I'd never known whether it was a real bomber flying or a ghost one.
Well, also,
it was too low.
We talk about ghost machines. I was in Crystal Palace.
Yes.
And I couldn't see out the window, but I heard the distinctive sound of a V1 flying bomb. And it has that bzz, bzz, bzz.
Yes.
I never actually heard one flying, but I know it.
But are you sure it wasn't a three-wheeler van?
No, mate. Trust me, it was, because Crystal Palace is just outside London.
Yes, it is, yes.
So they'd be flying over. And So I've seen a representation of a V1 at on the way to Scarborough, Eden Camp. They have a full-size mock-up.
Oh, was he going to Scarborough Fair?
Don't know. You don't want that.
Parsley sage and what time?
We are digressing, so let us get back to it.
Yes, well, I think we covered mining. It's a brief chat about mining. It's a very interesting subject and a very old practice. And let's face it, where would we be without mining?
Well, mining communities, this is why. When they closed the mining industry, it was round here. If you close a mine, you close down a community, and you close down people who are rightly proud, and it's a dangerous, dangerous job. And I don't think miners get the credit they should. And the miners' wives, they keep the house spotless. There's a whole social group, internet. You get father passing on to son, and mother to daughter about the ethics of. It's a unity that the nearest you'll get is if you join the armed forces.
Oh, of course so.
And you think
miners are very tough.
Yeah, they have to be. And the thing is your life is dependent upon your mate.
And let's be thankful for all those miners who went and mined at Chernobyl when the big event went on, and they kind of saved the day. Because could you imagine if it went off? We would be in a terrible situation in Europe.
Well, do you remember all the sheep that had to be killed? Because
vaguely.
Up in Scotland. People forget.
I was about 8 or 9 at the time, so I can just remember it.
The trouble is, people forget that, something like that happens. the wind carries radiation. So
because I recently watched this TV series on it, and the miners were complaining that it was too hot underneath, and they weren't providing fans.
Yeah.
And they couldn't provide fans, so they just stripped off.
Yeah.
It was very funny seeing it
Well, I
in
mean,
the TV
my
series.
brother-in-law was saying that
Let's be thankful for those
when
guys.
they were doing coal mining, they'd wear the boots, pit strap, and helmet, and that's shallot
Oh, of course so.
because it's so hot down.
But
Because you're not allowed to take cheese, foil, and there's loads of stuff, and they check your snap.
yeah, I didn't realise that.
Minus lunch is called snap because it's in a tin that snaps together.
Snap box.
Yeah, has to stop the coal dust getting into your food.
And let's just talk about the very fact that in England and the UK we buy our coal from abroad, but yet we have the ability to mine coal in our own country. It's ridiculous that we have to import it.
Well, that's Thatcherism. For
I know,
you,
but
and it's,
we digress.
yeah. Okay, moving on.
Well, I think we're going to talk about one more thing, which is the Coppergate helmet. So you pick that up.
All
We're
right.
just talking about that for 5 minutes. It's not something we often bring out on camera.
It's a beautiful piece of kit. Here we go. There's the front view. There's a side view. The back view. Side view. And we're back to the front. And on the top. Now, people associate Jorvik with all Vikings. Well, yeah, that's fair enough. Prior to the Vikings taking over, it was called Hjorvik, York. And whilst they were excavating the old Caledon Bowser site on Coppergate, or Coppergate, the digger unearthed a pit with a helmet in it, and this was it. And it was going to be scrapped in the old days because about there was a hacksaw blade to test the quality of the brass. So, if you want to see the original, by the way, that's in the Yorkshire Museum.
Yes,
Well worth a visit.
definitely recommend going.
Now, this was a helmet for quite a wealthy person, and it's similar to the Sutton Hoo, where you got the serpent and that. Now, this, I think, I'd love to explain it to you, is a combination of Christian and pagan. Now, you look at that, you see, well, this is a pagan version because you've got here the Ermensill
Yes,
and Jormungandr.
yes.
Now, on the Sutton Hoo one, it looks like a dove.
It does, yes.
So you've got the
Or
dove of
bird.
God attack and the Jormungandr, the pagan symbol there. But as I say, for starters, all of this doesn't come cheap. This would have been worn in battle. Probably a Thane or above.
So I thought it meant for a king, that helmet.
Could well be.
Yes.
Could well be. I mean,
We don't really know, do we? Who
yeah.
it belonged to.
Well, this is it. And why was it being scrapped? Good question. If you look at this, could you just hold it up? It's dome shaped. Now, we haven't got a weapon, never mind. Hang on, you've got one down here. Thank you kindly. Now, if you hold it up, I won't hit it hard. If you're fighting in a battle, it can catch.
Yeah, well, don't hit it at all, really.
No, but it can catch. And if you notice later on, they are pointed so that if you hit it,
Yes.
it slides away. And while it's sliding away, you've got a chance. And
It's also very heavy for a
Yeah.
helmet.
well, it's got to be to protect you. But having said that, that is a pretty impressive thing. The person wearing that, you'd try and avoid in a battle. If you
Right, there's a brief little look at the Coppergate helmet. At some point, we're going to do a series on some of the Vendel helmets. We'll include photographs when we do that.
well, some of the Vendel helmets are amazing.
When Egil's researched that.
Well, you can see through the various Vendel period helmets how things have progressed. Now, ear flaps look pretty good, but there's one problem with it. You can't hear very well.
Yeah.
Then you get the spectacle helmet, one I've got, and that's like a pair of glasses. The trouble is you can't breathe very well. It takes the air away from you.
Yes.
But you need to protect here, which is what's got there. And instead of being
We need to wind up.
okay, you want a pointed top, not a round one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll hand you that back.
Yes, so we've got to round up the video before we run out of time, and the end of the video becomes corrupt and we don't have it, and this whole video becomes scrapped. It's one of the perils of having a limit on your camera.
Yeah.
So And we do hope you enjoy this vlog 32, and we will be back for vlog 33 in the future.
Who'd have thought it?
Who'd have thought it indeed. And of course, if you have enjoyed it, leave a comment in the old traditional way, or you can leave a comment #VikingVlog.
Yeah.
And until we meet again, it is goodbye, isn't it, Egil?
Yeah, it is. It's au revoir.
And Egil's got to get back to the modern world.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Woof woof, baby.